Have you ever considered starting a battle account in investing? Let me explain. My name is Amy Nicholas. I am a 9-month day trader, but I've been investing and interested in the stock market since about 2012. So over a decade, although it's been the last 10 months or so, I've really started to get back into actively investing. And in today's video, I wanted to share with you my idea of what I call battle accounts. So basically, I started this kind of by accident, and I was in my Robinhood account, cleaning things out, selling things off, starting with a clean slate, and I decided I wanted to start investing in TRV, which is traveler's insurance, blue chip, dividend, steady growth stock that I've actually owned from way back when I bought shares in the company as an employee. And those shares have greatly appreciated over the years and still pays dividends. I got it all locked up in an account. So I never cashed out because it was actually going to be a hassle to do so. I had to work with some name change things. And I was like, you know what, let it just sit and grow. So that's what it's been doing. And I was like, I really like to do some dollar cost averaging into TRV, just keep buying it and keep growing it, right? So I started this in my Robinhood account, and I just set it to, initially I think I was buying $2 a day, because on Robinhood you can set, I think, as low as $1 to actually purchase for you on a daily basis, which is the only one I've really been able to find that can do that. Other accounts, a lot of them like Fidelity and such, they only let you do weekly investments. So this one I could set up daily. And as I set this one up, I kind of was thinking, I'd like to split what I'm doing and do $2 a day into two things. So I came up with the idea of doing SMH, which is the semiconductor ETF, which is doing very well because of NVIDIA, right? So that one, I looked at the stats and I said, let's start this one. And so they started off as two different investments. Like I had more into travelers, probably about a month's worth more than I did in SMH. So I started to kind of even things out in Robinhood, where I was putting like triple or quadruple the amount per day into SMH. We're almost caught up, but I wanted to share with you, how they're doing so far. They're not quite even in terms of the investment, but they're almost there. So first things first, in my Robinhood account, I've got 0.29 shares of TRV, market value of $77.90. And right now it's got a total return of 88 cents because I don't even have a whole share yet, right? But it's green, okay? Average cost is at $261.44. And so SMH, which again just started buying, but it's almost caught up, value of $53 even, average cost of $293.49, and I'm already up $1.02. So what's funny is I have less invested in SMH, and I'm already up slightly more. We're talking pennies here, but still, I find that interesting. So this one's set right now to purchase on a daily basis $11.16 until it catches up to what I've got into TRV, which will be in about 2 days or so. So yeah, I find that interesting. So they're both green. Let's see if I can refresh here, dragging it down. So I've got a couple $100 just chilling in Robinhood cash account here. You guys can see. And that's just to have it, there so that it can keep doing its automatic buys until it runs out of cash. And at which point I'll probably just keep adding on a consistent basis as long as I can do so. I've got some other accounts that I'm doing this with as well. So I will share with you what I'm doing in a different account as far as what I call my battle account. But if you want to follow along beyond YouTube, by the way, check out Amy's investing tribe down below. Link for the Telegram group. I recently did a spin-off of my trading tribe, investing tribe, and I share a lot of what I'm doing on the back end, prices I'm getting in at. Sometimes I'll end up swing trading things, but most of the things I'm doing is long-term investing with these accounts. And really, I just want to keep doing it, just keep putting money in, on a daily basis as as I can and just see where they end up. What happens in 6 months, what happens in a year, to where these two are growing. Now, my guesstimate, and I'm by no means a financial advisor or an expert of any kind, but my guesstimate based on this year, the turnaround and how good tech stocks are doing, NASDAQ's hitting all-time highs, that SMH is going to outperform Travelers this year. But as far as anytime there's a drop, there's a heavy dip, that's where Travelers outperforms. That holds its value in most cases. It's very rare to see huge swings of that stock. It's pretty darn steady, and it's consistently paid dividends and increased dividends for like the last, I think it's like 30 or 40 years. It's been very consistent, very stable. Their balance sheet, all that stuff is really good. And they've been around since the 1880s. Like, seriously, they're not going anywhere. So yeah, is it a fair evaluation putting an ETF against a stock? I mean, for me, I didn't necessarily want to not invest in the semis. I kind of was like, I don't necessarily want to put money straight into Nvidia because it's had its ups and downs. Of course, now it's way up. But that was my reasoning, was I still wanted a chunk of the semis, and so that's why I started the SMH one. The other account that I'm doing, and I really don't have anything to show you because I literally have only put $1 into each of these stocks, but I have a second battle account in my Fidelity brokerage account where I'm pitting against each other JP Morgan, which has been a rock solid, steady performer for me in the past. Like way back in 2012, I invested in it and held shares all the way up until I think it finally sold out like 2023. So I think close to a decade at least that I held shares in that, made a nice profit, kicked myself for not dollar cost averaging and putting more into it, but it's all good. So that was the reason I picked that one. As far as it being a bank stock, it's one of the best stocks in terms of it holds its own. It outshines, outperforms like all the other bank stocks. I just think, again, could be the history of it. It's way older than all the other stocks. So that's the other account, that one versus Palantir, PLTR. So I was like, I like this idea of putting two things against each other. And I like the idea of they're on opposite ends of the spectrum, right? You got financial versus the AI/tech stock against each other. So I literally just put $1 into each because I'm going to set up or have set up a weekly $5 investment into both on Fidelity. Because Fidelity doesn't have the option to do daily buys, I would have done like $1 a day or something, I think was what I was going to do. But I didn't want to have to remember to do that. So I just set it up for weekly. So basically $5 into each every week. And that's set up automatic. That one, it is what it is. Like, it's just going to be a slightly different buy-in than the Robinhood account, but at least it's just going to happen without my direct involvement. So I'll keep you posted on that account as well. I just think, with investing, if you're really into it like I am, and you love studying the stock market, looking at charts and looking at different stocks and things, do whatever you can to make it fun. I mean, in some cases it can be a little dry, but if you're really into it, I think it's just in people's best interest when it comes to money to make it like a game, make it fun, and of course, putting money aside into these that is not going to leave you on the street, okay? This is not money that you want to take away from your food, your grocery, your rent, or anything like that. This is like, okay, we take a portion of income and we put it aside and we make it work. My whole goal with all of this stuff that I talk about on the channel and everything in terms of investing and growing money is retire early. Like, never have to worry about going to earn income somewhere, just having the money earn money for me. This is like the end result, and so you got to set up systems. And I don't think people, first of all, you're never taught in school to do this. Second of all, the financial world is on purpose, I believe, meant to be confusing for people to like even get involved, to study, to understand. Like when I first started my $8 a day daily challenge, where it was the NASDAQ versus the S&P 500, you can go back on the channel and see those videos. I had people asking me how to even buy fractional shares. People didn't even know that that was a thing, that you could buy in dollars, not just whole shares. Because I was talking about buying VOO, which is like $580 some a share, and VGT, which is just crossing $700 again. Yeah, and people didn't realize like that they didn't have to wait to invest that much, and that they could just start buying little chunks of it. Now, the difference between doing it that way, buying in dollars versus buying whole shares, is you can only buy at, like, you can't set up an order and have it fulfill at a different date. So for example, if I say I want to buy $25 of VGT, it either goes through that day for whatever limit price I put it in at, or I can put it in as a market order and it'll pretty much go in right away. But if it doesn't go in at the price I said I wanted to pay, it cancels at the end of the day. So if it doesn't get filled, market closes, that's it, it's going to cancel. So you have to be more on top of those kind of investments. Like if you put in a bunch of orders and none of them go through, you're gonna have to do it all over again tomorrow, right? So that's kind of the difference versus doing the limit orders, where you can set up, you buy a whole share of VGT, you know, say put me in at $700, then you could say good to cancel. So that means if it doesn't hit it today, we buy it tomorrow. Maybe it hits it tomorrow, maybe not. Maybe it hits it a month from now, you know, whatever it might be. But that's the difference, is that you do have to fulfill the order that day or it's gonna cancel. But you know, it's all good. Like I have seen my account grow just from purchasing these little fractional shares. You know, it doesn't seem like much, especially when, you know, some days I'm like, I'm buying $5 here, $10 here in like my IRA or something. But over time, you know, especially if you're using this strategy of dollar cost averaging and you're trying to maybe catch some dips here and there, because I try never to buy at the high, like whatever the price is right now. Like let's say I wanted to buy a piece of VGT right this minute. Let's see what the heck it is. So I know it hit 705 earlier, but let's see, did it bounce? Okay, so VGT is 705.59 right now. I wouldn't put an order in for that. I would say, okay, you know, I'd look at my chart, and this is where my day trading experience over the last 9 months has helped me with my investing. And I'll do another video about this later on, about how I use what I've learned from day trading, you know, learning charts, learning the patterns on the chart, learning to read level 2, all that sort of stuff has actually really helped my investment strategy. But anyways, yeah, I'd say I'd look at this and I'd say, okay, you know, 705.58, we're not buying here. You know, like this is an all-time high pretty much. And I'd pull up, let's see here, I'd pull up the chart. And if I wanted for sure to get in that day, I'm going to look for a level of support that has been hit that day, or might come down to. So I'll pull up a chart and look at it for that, you know. But anyways, guys, yeah, this is an option. You can buy fractionally. Let me know, do you have any battle accounts like I do? I specifically, the reason why, by the way, I didn't open up like these accounts all in Robinhood was because unfortunately, you can only have one cash brokerage account in Robinhood and one retirement account. You can't have multiple accounts, which I think is silly. They use it based on your taxpayer ID. So once you've used your social security number, that's it. Like, they won't let you open another one. Fidelity, on the other hand, has been around for ages. They will let you open unlimited accounts. So I think at this point I have something like 10 accounts in Fidelity. I have like they had a separate account for buying crypto, an account for holding crypto, an account for, you know, my battle accounts. I got my traditional IRA, Roth IRA. I have a couple of other cash brokerage accounts that I'm doing different things in, and I'll share with you on the channel as I go forward with those. But yeah, I love Fidelity for that. I just wish you could do the daily buy automatic investing, but it's all good. We'll do it for the weekly, and I'll keep you posted on how that one's looking after I get a few orders in. Going to be a few weeks for the Palantir and the JP Morgan. So anyways, come hang out Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, or come hang out in Amy's investing tribe on Telegram. Free to join, link down below. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.